Hi, welcome to the channel. This is Gene. I'm retired in Mexico and I listen to new music from the 21st century. So it's a bit of a flip around. We're used to younger people reacting to classic rock and I just turn that around. And the question we're asking on this channel is, do they write them and sing them like they used to? And a lot of people, all ages, they just think that the old music is far superior to the new music, but I'm not so sure, and we're going to explore this one video at a time. So today, let me enlarge this video. I've received a request actually, and this is a band called Kokoroko from London. They're 8-piece. They do Afrobeat and jazz combination according to Wikipedia. They're led by a woman named Sheila, and I don't know anything else about them. I've never heard the band before. It is not in the rock and pop vein from what I understand, but that's all right. We're listening to all music. So let's go ahead and give this a listen. All right, here we go. So that beat definitely sets the mood on this. Oop, in comes the bass. Synthesizers. I hear some congas. Wow. So right away on that sax I can hear the influence of Fela Kuti. The difference here is with Fela, which was a very sort of masculine presentation with all his wives in the background singing background vocals. Here you've got the all-female horn section, and that's a little unusual. We're so used to seeing all genders and races play music now, but you don't usually see an all-female horn section. So this is pretty cool and making a strong statement. But yeah, that sax is very reminiscent of Fela Kuti. So let's keep going. Bring in that polyrhythm. Go. So I only see seven people on stage. Different because you don't usually hear a trumpet solo. I was mentioning I only see 7 people on stage. There's supposed to be an 8-piece, but I see the keyboards, maybe the drummer's off stage. So there's keyboards, 2 percussionists, the 3 horn section, bass, rhythm guitar. Yeah, seven people. But so far really nice. One thing that's distinguishing it is the drummer. So the drummer is a little bit more rock and roll than the classic 70s Afrobeat. And you, like say, you don't usually hear a trumpet solo, at least not in most of the Afrobeat that I've listened to. So this is really good so far. Let's keep this going. Shaker. Now she's got the wood block. Nice congas. Ooh. Woo. Nice space. Now to me, this is where the jazz influence really comes in on that guitar. Does not sound like your typical West African guitar style. Wow, a lot of echo on that guitar. This complements the percussion section perfectly. It's very rhythmic. we're back to the main theme. Very nice. Wow. So that was very interesting, and we had the, one thing that when they talk about music, if it can be predictable, we had the sax solo, we had the trumpet solo. I was fully expecting a trombone solo. No, we got a guitar solo instead. So that really changed it up nicely. And then also during the trumpet solo, when the sax player was playing the shaker and then the wood block, that was the perfect element to come in at that point to add some interest to the song. So the way I heard it was there's a certain thread with the horns, especially in the sax, that's not reinventing the wheel. It's very Afrobeat, like say, reminds me so much of the master Fela, and who was a sax player. He also played some keyboards, but he was primarily known for the sax. I had expected there to be some vocals. There were not. So this song is called Colonial Mentality, which when you get a title like that, you're thinking, oh, I can hardly wait to hear the words, but there was no singing in the band. So I'd be curious to know if they sing some songs or if everything they do is instrumental. But another thing about this performance, I think that, which is not musically related per se, but just the dress of the three horn players, the traditional African dress with the headdresses. I'm sorry, I don't know what the name of that is, but very Nigerian in its feel. And it just gives this visual element that's awesome. That's awesome. And everyone else is dressed however they want to be dressed, but the three ladies up front. So you got to figure one of those is Sheila, either the trumpet player or sax player, more than likely. So I'll investigate that. But my friend David recommended this, and it's a great pick. I really enjoyed it. If I were there live at that club, you could see, and it's interesting because the people were sitting on the floor. They weren't up dancing. That was more of a sit-down performance, which is very interesting for the style of music, but boy, they were into it, and if I were there, I would have been enjoying it as much as they were. So good stuff. Like I say, I hear traditional Afrobeat, to finish that earlier thought, with a little bit more of a rock sound on the drums, and then a rock and jazz sound on the guitar. So they throw in these elements that are not traditional African per se, though African music just keeps moving into a more and more modern feel, to where you can hardly tell the difference. If you listen to any African music from the last, I'd say 20 years probably, where a lot of keyboards, electronic instruments, and then the most noticeable thing about African music is the improvement in studios. So where they record now, everything is at such a higher level. So hearing these modern sounds in African music has been around for a little while, but still, you could tell it was a hybrid of London and Africa, and that was my favorite part of the video. So anyway, if you like what we're doing here, hit the subscribe or like button, and that's it. Hope to see you soon. Buen dia. And quick addendum, there were 8 people on stage. We had 2 percussionists, a bass player, we had a guitarist, we had a guy playing electronics, and then we had the 3 horn players. So the drummer was a little hidden behind the horn section. I didn't catch him at first, but definitely 8 people, so just wanted to clarify that. Again, buen dia.